Hey guys, Anthony Norris here with Custom Fit Rain Gutters. Today what I wanted to do is just create a video, just a gutters 101. You've decided that you need rain gutters and now you just need to figure out where to start. So just a basic framework. Today we're just going to be talking about residential gutters. So house gutters, gutters for your house. So basically, with gutters, you really have two main types, okay? You have seamed gutters, and then you have seamless gutters. So what seamed gutters are this is really more, do it yourself. Let's say you go to a department store and you get some gutters. Those gutters are going to typically come in about 10-foot sections. So if you have, 20 or 30 feet that you need to gutter on your house and you don't have a machine, you're going to have to buy 3 of these 10-foot sections. So the reason that a lot of people opt for seamless gutters versus seamed gutters is that between every one of these sections, you have these joints where water is likely to leak over a certain period of time. So with seamless gutters, so if you call a gutter installation company like ours, Custom Fit Rain Gutters, and you want to have some gutters, what we do is let me draw this amateur trailer. We bring a trailer out, or a machine in a van, either or, to your property, and we actually load it up with flat coil, and then we run out the gutters in lengths for your house. Sorry, I don't know what the heck that looks like. Looks like a salamander. But anyway, that's a seamless gutter right there. So basically, like I said, if you need gutters, you got to figure out which type. You have seamed versus seamless. That's really where you start. Are you going to do it yourself? Are you going to call a company to do it for you? Or are you going to do nothing? I know that's very motivational, but you basically have 3 options here. So, let's say you're like, okay, hey, Anthony, I don't want to do this myself. I want to call a seamless gutter company. So, you go online, you call a bunch of companies, you call us, we answer, and then we kind of show up to give you an estimate. So, basically, let's go, okay, you've decided that for your house, you want seamless gutters. Okay. So with seamless gutters here on the Gulf Coast, you really have 2 profiles that are, that get installed on almost everybody's house. So you have K-style, which is going to be the most common type gutter that's installed for residential, and then you have half round. So the K-style gutter is it's going to be, you've maybe heard it referred to as OG. You may have never heard about it at all, but the K-style gutter is what's typically going to be on like 90% of the homes in your neighborhood. And then the half-round gutter is going to be the European-style gutter. If you've been over to Miramar Beach or 30A or some of those areas, you'll see half-round gutter installed. So, and what these are called, these are the gutter profiles. So you've decided on seamless. Now you're deciding on the profile. You're like, hey, Anthony, we're going to go with the K-style gutter. Okay. And just, apples to apples, I guess. When you look at these 2 different products, typically the K-style gutter is going to be less expensive than the half-round. So now you move on and you're like, okay, what next, Anthony? What else do we got to decide? Well, basically what you have are different materials for gutters. So your typical 3 options for residential, and this could be different in other parts of the country, but here on the Gulf Coast, typically what you have is painted aluminum. You have solid copper, and you have what's called galvalume. So painted aluminum with our supplier, we can actually get that in 30 colors. So on your house, up at the very top, you have what's called fascia board. That's actually where we install the gutter. Typically what we do is we match the color of the fascia board, and then that's the color of the gutters that we put on your house if you go with painted aluminum. There are now a lot of homes that will be painted, with white brick. And on some of those homes, what we've actually done is because they have black shutters or different features, like maybe a black front door, we've actually started putting black gutters on white houses. It looks great. If you go to our website, customfitraingutters.com, and scroll down to the section that shows our recent projects, you'll see some black gutter jobs that we've done recently. Looks really cool. So, like I said, painted aluminum. It's going to be the most affordable option when it comes to material. Solid copper. That's going to be, it's very expensive, but the benefit of copper is that it lasts a long time. I would say typically you should get between 30 and 50 years, from a material standpoint. Now, with hurricanes and other things going on, it's like any damage that's not going to correlate with that. But, typically painted aluminum, those gutters might last you about 10 to 15 years. Copper, like I said, it should be more towards the 50-year mark if it's installed properly. So, and then lastly, what you have is Galvalume. Galvalume is going to be kind of like that cloudy-looking gray material, if you've seen it. A lot of places around here have the Galvalume installed with the half round. So, if you've seen half round gutter, you've likely either seen it with copper or Galvalume. What Galvalume is it's actually like a combination of a material that has zinc mixed with aluminum. And so it's actually, the product that we carry is actually called Galvalume Plus. So it's going to be a little bit different than Galvalume and a little bit different than galvanized steel. So, you're like, okay, Anthony, I want to go with the painted aluminum and I want to match my house. Let's just say that color. Well, let's just say you want to go with black rain gutters. Okay, perfect. So now you've decided, okay, you want seamless K-style gutters and you want them to be black because you want them to look good. So, and like I said, you might be thinking, oh, no way, black gutters in my house. And I'm going to tell you what, looks pretty good. So next thing to do is again, and like I said, this is information that we're trying to shoot to you, when you're in the stage of like, hey, you're about to call for some quotes. Maybe you've contacted somebody for a quote. It's like we kind of want to educate you on a little bit of this so you know what you're getting yourself into and some of the different options that you have, okay? So the next thing is going to be the gutter sizes. So for us, we actually have 3 different machines. The standard size gutter on the Gulf Coast is going to be the 6-inch gutter. So we also have a 7-inch gutter, and we have a 5-inch gutter machine. So the 5-inch gutter machine, it still is pretty common around other parts of the United States that don't get a lot of rain, but here on the Gulf Coast, like I said, the 6-inch gutter is the standard gutter size, just due to the volume of water that we get. And, as well, the gutter sizes are also correlated between the overall size of your roof and the pitch. So, like I said, 5 inches really, most of the time, if somebody's selling you 5-inch, it's just because that's the only machine that they have. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, like I said, like we have 3 different options available. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take into consideration how big your roof is, how big the job is, and the type of material. Basically, I'm not going to go too much more into this. I'll create another video. But basically, like where 7 inches good for is, Spanish tile roofing, metal roofs with large overhang, slate roofs, just really large roofs where the 6-inch gutter just is not going to work. So you're like, okay, hey, Anthony, we want the 6-inch gutter, we want a K-style, we want it seamless, and we want it in black. So now what we're going to do is, based on these things, we're going to get kind of like a base price per foot. So it's going to be like, hey, this is the, linear foot cost. So other things that add to the cost, is going to be the number of stories. Is it a new installation? Are we removing? Are we tearing off any gutter? Are we replacing? Just kind of like degree of difficulty is going to determine the cost. And then also, if you have any additional things, maybe you want to add gutter guards to it, just some, leaf protection, that will also, determine the price point. But so basically, when we come to give you a quote, what we're doing is we're just going around the fascia board. We're trying to figure out the lengths, trying to determine where we need downspouts, and then with those measurements and based off, what our, standard cost per foot is going to be, depending on what products, materials, and colors, and sizes that you chose, then that will determine the cost. So, like I said, my name's Anthony. This is Custom Fit Rain Gutters 101. I hope this kind of helps you when you decide that you decided to get gutters. When you decide to decide it. Anyway, my name is Anthony. Check out our website, customfitraingutters.com. Have a great day.